It was Reese Witherspoon.
It was Reese. No, it was another bitch in the other movie.
Oh, another bitch? It was.
He had a first life.
Yeah.
And then left once he got big.
Oh,
Those
was
movies,
she fat?
Those movies, they always have. Yeah, that was that was the whole movie. She was really supportive. He's like,
Yeah.
she gained like 35 pounds. Fucking
After the
bitch.
baby.
Yeah. No, those movies always have like. I mean, it's like fucking Walk Hard. There's always like the wife who has 19 kids, and she's like, "You gotta quit making millions of dollars doing country music."
Yep. Yep.
He's like, "Baby, but it's my dream."
They're always with an adjacent fat woman. They're always with a woman that like looks like she's on the verge of being fat. She's not quite there, but you could tell like one biscuit and it's all over.
It's kind of like when you pour a bunch of water in a cup and it's spilled. It's technically spilled over. It's like a bubble on top, but it hasn't. The dam hasn't burst.
She's one Thanksgiving away. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the only thing separating her. Yeah.
I guess back then you actually maybe had to hit women so they'd stop eating.
Yeah, you had to hit them so they'd throw up.
You want their jaw to be sore so they stop eating all this stuff. I'm sorry. I couldn't get that one out.
That's why they had Mommy's Little Helper. They're like, this will help you do the chores. It's meth, so you won't eat food anymore.
You won't eat and you'll just vacuum.
Here's meth and cigarettes. You stay 95 pounds until the day I kill you.
By the way, shame on you if you're smoking that much all day the way those ladies did and got fat. You can't do that.
Oh,
you can't. You're eating home cooked meals and you're smoking all day. You should be skinny fat at the worst.
Yes. Yes.
At the very worst.
There's really no excuse for fat women from the old days.
No. There's zero.
Especially,
Are you kidding me?
The only thing you could eat is like a marshmallow and a turnip. Like, that was it. It turns with dessert. It's not like there was like Pop-Tarts and like Doritos, Locos, tacos and shit.
Right.
You know?
No GMOs. That's all like natural fat.
No.
That's disgusting.
That's that good old-fashioned hard work.
That Americana fat.
Yeah, that elbow grease fat. The put your back into it fat.
Yeah.
Do you guys think if you lived in the 1950s, you would be the guy that comes home and like loosens your suit and tie and demands that the vodka and ice be handed to you, and then you just ignore her and sit down and read the paper? Or are you like the progressive guy in the 50s?
Oh no. That power would go to my head so quickly. I don't think I'd hit my wife that much, but I would a little bit. I think I'd be the guy who demands to get sucked off too many times.
I wouldn't ever hit my wife, but I do a lot of shoves. Like a lot of like, you know, like when people tell like a kid to get into a room, like go, like that type of shit. I would just be like a lot of pushing. Be like, get it, go.
I could see myself charging at my wife and maybe knocking her into the wall. Like kind of having a running start and going, bam! Like that, you know?
I would do a lot of like punches where I don't hit them, but they think, and I'm like, and they're like,
and then you flick their nose.
And I flick them and I go, yeah, you think I'd ever do that, you dumb fuck?
You make the cooking sugar tits.
And
then I'm just killed by my son.
Your son comes up behind you with a double barrel shotgun.
My son just blows my head off with a shotgun. He runs off to go live with his teacher, who sees a lot of writing potential in him. It's like Huck Finn. You'd be the guy. You'd be the 50s dad whose son kills him.
I think I'd be
a classic tale.
Classic tales of the stuff.
I think I'd be the drunk guy who constantly threatens to kill all the kids. I'm I'll kill every one of you. I'll kill the kids. I'll plan it on you.
There were never any. You don't hear about old timey shootings like the kids bring it. Like kids didn't want to kill each other in school.
Yeah, back in the good old days.
Back in the good old days.
Huh, I guess you're right.
You ever think about that? Never heard of a school. You know, there was
they would
no
just speed up. They would do like truckings. They would just tie somebody behind a truck if they were gay and drag them for 50 miles.
Yeah,
that was about it.
Weren't school shooting, but couldn't you just like have a duel in the hallway? Couldn't you challenge the principal to a duel in 1920?
Yeah.
And you guys have to pace it off.
I think you had like a switchblade fight in the parking lot, like the Sharks and the Jets.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was about it.
You just had to hope somebody recommended going and getting like taffy, and then everyone's like, "Oh, yeah, all right, we'll go get taffy." But I won't blow it. I guess we won't kill everybody.
Dude, I just fucking remembered. Dad was in one of the first school shootings ever in like 1963.
Our dad was in a school shooting.
I've tried to look it up. There's no historical record of this besides I know the guy is in a mental institution, but I can't find any story on it because they didn't have like a newspaper.
Yeah.
In the very, very tiny town they lived in. There was like 6 people in his class, and one of them was a school shooter.
How did it go? Like, what happened?
I don't know, but can that be like passed? Since Dad was in the class with him, can that be like passed down to like? Is that why I'm autistic?
Is because your dad saw the school shooting?
Because he was like the first. It's like Prometheus. It's like the first school shooting, and like it was like in the water. Something was in the water.
You're saying
there.
Dad knew a guy so autistic back in the 50s that you now are autistic yourself. Yeah.
Yeah.
What year was this?
It was
1967 or 8.
Probably no. It was probably like 1970 or something like that.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah.
The kid went into the school, and the principal saw him. Stop me if I'm telling it wrong.
Mm-hmm.
The principal saw him and said, "Why aren't you in class?" And that he just reached up with the gun and just shot the principal right through the heart. He was like dead immediately. And then he went across the school to the little
across the street to the soda fountain.
To the little like soda fountain, like a gas station-y place.
Got himself a float.
Yeah, literally got himself like a root beer float.
Yeah, he got a big red.
Yeah.
He got a big gulp.
He went across the street to the soda fountain. He watched The Matrix.
He went across the street and he set the gun on the counter and said, "I just shot the principal. You need to call the police." And then he sat down and he just waited. He just stared straight ahead.
Before the cops came and got him.
And then the cops came and got him, or the sheriff, or whatever.
That was a targeted attack. He just hated the principal.
He told the sheriff that he had voices in his head, and the devil told him to do it. So
hack.
He was like, I guess, is a Son of Sam type guy.
Yeah.
Sure.
But he said the voices kept telling him to kill the principal, and he finally did it.
Yeah.
And then he's been in a mental institution ever since.
Weirdly ahead of his time, though, for 1970, you know?
Truly.
I like to think of it like a Back to the Future thing where he's like, that's a bit ahead of your time, but your kids are going to love that.
You know that new sound you're looking for?
Yeah. It's your brother, Marvin Claybold.
Yeah.
You know that?
Okay, I found this on the web for your brother Bob and Quavo.
Whoa.
Check it out.
Hey,
shut
up.
the fuck up, Siri.
Dumb bitch.
Dumb whore.
Why does
Fucking hit
that go off randomly?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Sicko.
Sick bastard. How dare you invade our fucking podcast where we talk about beating our 50s wives?
We'll kill you too, Alexa. Anyway.
Oh, God. I hate Siri.
Mm-hmm.
Siri. Oh, that was Siri.
That was fucking Siri.
Can you imagine being one
even
of those
a woman's
idiots?
voice that's AI, like that's digital, I still want to hit. I want to hit a woman that's not even. It just exists in a computer.
No, even when they give you directions, it's wrong. I hate women. I guess should we just say it?
Where are we going with this?
Yeah, oh, that's the title of the episode.
Oh, yeah.
I hate women.
Oh,
I'm kidding. I hate women in the 50s.
we were talking about the guy who shot the principal.
The school shooter in the set. Your dad's school shooter.
Yeah. And that's like a thing. Like, there's something about your dad where you'll just hear a story like that when you're 25. Like, he'll never tell you that.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, yeah, I shot and killed my first wife, you know? Just out of nowhere.
People that, people that were born in, it was, normal to, have killed a guy, right? Like, if you were from...
In the Old West?
The old times.
Yeah, for sure.
Even, born in, the 20s. Like, my grandfather might have killed somebody. Who knows?
Probably did.
Probably did.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you'd always hear stories he saw his dad, he got in a fight with a guy in a parking lot, getting a Christmas tree in 1949. He just beat the guy to death in front of the car. They drove home.
And the cops showed up. They admitted the guy was being kind of gay, so they let him go, you know?
Meta PCs builds custom high-end computers built for gaming, video production, editing, and anything requiring a quality system.
He's violated a prostitute with his boot. And now he's praying in front of his brother's grave.
Yeah, he kicked a whore to death because he couldn't get hard and it embarrassed him.
Just a guy who punted a Comanche baby off of a cliff into a ravine. A fucking football.
A guy wearing an Indian's face like Hannibal Lecter. And he's like, the Father, the Son, and the Holy Ghost. Yeah, the very Christian religious cowboy.
Yeah. They had vests of scalps. They would scalp so many.
my god. Yeah.
Scalp so many Native Americans.
Well, they started it.
Well, Devin has a point.
You're the Ben Shapiro of the old days.
Here's what people don't want to hear about the Native Americans, and I can lay it down for you real quick.
Do it.
Okay.
Do it.
It kind of had to be done. And here's why it had to be done.
Because America kicks ass. Right.
Because we were building a Starbucks,
Right.
and they had to go.
That's why, Custer went to Sitting Bull. He goes, one day this will all be Panera
Yes.
breads.
Sorry, Littlefoot. How else would I be guac mode verified by Chipotle if we didn't kill you?
And by the way, what I'm about to tell you, you can't learn this from Josh Gad.
You ain't gonna learn this in any non-racist history book.
Unverified user Josh Gad. You're not gonna learn this from Frozen co-star unverified Josh Gad. A man who looks like a 7-Eleven hot dog, calling people Nazis on Twitter.
A man who looks like a Jewish fetus. Josh Gad.
Here's the thing.
Yeah.
The Comanches were ruthless, amazing. They're
savages.
They were amazing at what they did, and they knew the land better than white people did. They knew every plant, every animal. They respected the land in a way that they wouldn't deplete their resources.
Yeah.
You know, people. White people come in, they shit in the rivers, and they give each other sepsis and all these. They don't know how to respect the land. They don't know how to take care of it. They don't know how to survive the way the Comanches did. But the Comanches were just outnumbered. The Comanches also killed a bunch of different tribes, and they were ruthless. They were killing tons of Native Americans.
Right.
So, Comancheria, which existed in Texas, which was this big strip, we finally took it over. It took a long time. And by the way, I want to say this too. Native Americans fought in the Civil War for the South. Okay. So when everybody talks about how woke Native Americans are,
why did they do that?
Because they thought then they could get land and all the bullshit.
They just thought it would be really cool to own black people. They're like, well, we don't like the white man's way, but this slavery shit sounds pretty tight.
They could
imagine not having to make your own teepee.
We could grow corn for days.
By the way, I want to say the Comanches they raped women, and they were great at they were amazing at torturing people. Do you know they had tortured people?
Yeah, well, all the cartel shit was old Indian torture.
They
techniques.
tie you up, leave you in the desert, you get eaten alive by buzzards and shit.
Get this. This is worse than the Romans. Comanche captures a nice white guy. They regarded Mexicans as bugs. They would just kill them. They regarded black people as animals, but if they got a white, they hated white people more than anything.
Right.
And they would spread eagle over a fire with small kindling underneath.
Oh, and you just slowly burn.
Worse.
Oh no.
Worse. They would make it hot enough that you're in excruciating amount of pain because you're being burned alive. And once your screams stop, that's when they know all the nerves have died. So then they add another stick. And then they burn another light. And they keep going deeper and deeper. And they keep doing that. They've cut your hands off. They've cut your feet